everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I will give you some tips and tricks on how to get rich in the AdoptMe Winter update. First, I'm going to talk about some general things that are besides the mini games. The first thing is make sure you go and do the gingerbread collecting on the ice. If you didn't know, pretty much almost every winter update in AdoptMe, you can do this race on the ice. You can collect gingerbread and you don't have to do the race, but the race is just a part so you can get timed and kind of challenge yourself. But pretty much you can follow the path and collect these gingerbread. I almost always run into the penguin, but I'm on computer right now and I am not as good at kind of moving around on a computer. So I definitely recommend, if you're better at this on mobile, to do this ice skating thing on mobile, because it is harder to ice skate for me on computer. But pretty much if you just do the route on the ice and collect the gingerbread and follow the gingerbread, you'll be able to get a lot of gingerbread. I usually get about 2,000. I think there's about 2,000 gingerbread on the ice, somewhere around there. The next tip is go on the holiday train. So as you can see, there's a holiday train that goes around the main map. However, right now, nothing is really happening to me that's giving me gingerbread. In this clip, you'll see I have the train task for my pet. So that is one way you can get extra gingerbread. If you do the train task for your pet, it will give you some extra gingerbread. I believe it's 100 gingerbread. And then there's also an ice skate task for your pet. So make sure you're doing those extra pet tasks that will give you not just bucks, but it'll give you some gingerbread. Here is a really good example of an extra way to get gingerbread. If you ride the holiday train and you notice that there are gingerbreads coming out of the train, you guys need to hop on the train, because I've gotten thousands of gingerbread from just riding this holiday train, and it just takes you around Adoption Island. And as you can see, it's just like adding gingerbread to my gingerbread amount. I love this tip for earning gingerbread because it's so fun and so simple, and it's really easy to just get some extra gingerbread on the train. I am getting about 50 gingerbread every 3-4 seconds. And I think there is a cap though. So after a certain amount of time, you can kind of see I won't be earning any more gingerbread. So there is a cap on this one, but you'll still get a lot of gingerbread. The next tip to get loads of gingerbread in AdoptMe is to go to this winter shop. Find this guy, Billy. He should be open. Now, as you can see, there's a little bucks to gingerbread symbol. If you talk to him, so I already cut my gingerbread for today, but if you talk to him, you'll be able to cash in some of your bucks for gingerbread. I love this method so much, especially because I have been saving my bucks, and pretty much every day you can exchange 550 bucks 3 times in order to get 5,000 gingerbread. So if you were to do that all together, it would be 1,650 bucks for 15,000 gingerbread a day. This is great for stocking up gingerbread, and then when all your favorite pets come out, you can go ahead and buy them. Next, I'm gonna be getting into the Humbug mini game. Right now, I am in a public server. However, I don't necessarily recommend playing in public servers unless you ultimately just decide that you want to play in a public server. But I will share some tips on why I don't think public servers are going to be beneficial to the amount of gingerbread you earn from the game. And one reason for this, well, the main reason for this is because the amount of gingerbread and points you get, it's not determined by working together as a team. So where in other mini games, it was really helpful to work as a team. And for example, in the Hauntlet game, it was so helpful to work as a team to get further in the game. This one is solely based on your individual survival and your individual performance. So This is why I actually recommend going in a private server. Not only have I learned that private servers are less laggy, but in a private server, you don't have other people in your way. I've experienced many times in a public server where I'm going for a 𝐻umbug and then someone else pretty much takes down that 𝐻umbug before I can take it down. And that is kind of detrimental to the amount of gingerbread you're going to be able to collect, because the whole point is to whack the 𝐻umbugs and take them down. And the more 𝐻umbugs you, just you individually take down, the more gingerbread you're going to be able to collect from the game. So that is why I think a private server is actually better. So what I'm doing right now on the screen in a public server is actually what I recommend not doing. But if you really want to go in a public server, obviously go in a public server and do what you want to have fun. I also want to mention that while some may think this minigame is more of a team effort, as there are waves and there's a whole bunch of humbugs, and you guys are kind of working to eliminate all of the humbugs in your minigame, it's not gonna affect how well you do in the game whether you take down all of the humbugs in that wave, because whether the whole group takes down the humbugs or not, it's still based off of your individual performance on how many humbugs you get. I hope my idea makes sense. Now I will start to explain some more helpful tips for how to do well in the 𝐻umbug minigame. I am in a private server now with my sister, and we're gonna try our best to do well on this minigame. But I am on computer and I'm not as familiar with controls on computer, so I'm not sure if you noticed, but I'm not really the best at controlling and maneuvering and moving around on the computer, but I am gonna try my best. The first tip I will touch base on is when I first started, I had no idea. Oh, see, I just lagged right there. That was insane. But I had no idea how to jump and how to get up higher to be by the humbugs. So one tip is you can hold jump to jump higher. If you didn't know that already, you can hold down your jump pad on your screen or hold down your space bar on your computer, and that will make you jump higher than if you were to just quickly click it. You can hold it down a bit longer. The next tip is if you go on the purple mushrooms, those are gonna boost you higher. Using the purple mushrooms to kind of launch you are super helpful because it can launch you to new areas that actually have the humbugs. For example, right there, I was jumping and I couldn't reach the humbugs. But if you use the platforms and if you use the mushrooms, you can jump to higher heights and you can actually reach the humbugs. The next tip, or just the next general thing about the minigame, are the 𝐻umbugs take 3 hits to die. So if you're in the air, like I am right here, if you're in the air and you're hitting a 𝐻umbug, try to rapidly click it 3 times. I like to do this all the time. You can't be slow when you're hitting. You have to rapidly click 3 times or you're gonna miss it. So right there, I clicked it 2 times, but I kept missing it. If I would've hit it 3 times, then I would have killed the 𝐻umbug. So the 𝐻umbugs take 3 hits to eliminate one. Also, when you do hit a 𝐻umbug, it lets you stay in the air a little longer. So this allows you to keep whacking it like you just saw right there. I was hitting the 𝐻umbugs and I was floating in the air. This is so helpful for when you're by a cluster of 𝐻umbugs and you can just keep on attacking them. That's another point. Try to find the cluster of 𝐻umbugs. So when it's zoomed out like this, notice where the 𝐻umbugs are and just go hunt them down and go find the cluster of 𝐻umbugs, because if you find a grouping of 𝐻umbugs, you can hit all of them in the same place. And on top of that, you'll get a 𝐻umbug streak or air combo. This is when you're in the air attacking 𝐻umbugs and you kind of hit one and then you're still in the air and you hit another and then you hit another, and that builds a streak, and this will contribute to maximizing the amount of points and the amount of gingerbreads you get at the end of the game. And one of my last tips for the Humbug minigame is, in order to maximize your time, don't worry about chasing bugs. Like right here, I'm just staying on the ground, hitting the easy humbugs that are literally just on the ground. Those are some of the easy ones to get, and they're gonna benefit your score in the end because you're still taking out humbugs. So to maximize your time, you don't necessarily need to go after the super tricky ones. You don't have to chase the bugs because that is gonna waste your time because the clock is ticking down. However, aerial combos are going to increase your gingerbread in the end, because here I got an arrow combo of 14, and then I also got total damage of 100, and then knockouts were 31. And all of those numbers, the higher they are, they will affect how much gingerbread you get. So you do want in the air combos, and you want to take out the most humbugs, and then you also just want to deal the most damage on the humbugs. And if you do all those three things, those are going to be the main factors that contribute to how much gingerbread you can get. My last thing I want to mention for the Humbug mini game, and just overall in this video, is that it is going to take practice and getting used to the Humbug mini game to get lots of gingerbread from it. That was only my second or third time playing the mini game, and I'm not too good at it. But if you really care about it and you practice, you're definitely going to get more familiar with the game, and you're going to get generally better at the game. So definitely don't get discouraged. But that is all for this video. Thank you for watching today's video, everyone. I hope it was helpful, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe.